which are in Indonesia and English.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to International Agriculture Meeting 2023.
Presented by Faculty of Agriculture,
Universitas Tanjungpura.
yang terhormat PJ Gubernur Kalimantan Barat beserta Forkopimda Provinsi, yang terhormat Wali Kota Pontianak beserta Forkopimda Kota Pontianak, yang kami hormati Rektor Universitas Tanjungpura, Wakil Rektor serta pejabat di lingkungan Universitas Tanjungpura, penasehat FKPTPI, Sekjen FKPTPI, Ketua BKS Barat, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Tanjungpura, dan Dekan-Dekan Fakultas Pertanian se-Indonesia, serta tamu undangan yang berbahagia.
Honorable Acting Governor of West Kalimantan and Provincial Forkopimda, Honorable Mayor of Pontianak and Pontianak City Forkompinda. We respect the Rector of Universitas Tanjungpura, Vice Rector, Advisor of FKTPI, Secretary General of FKPTPI, Chairman of BKS Barat, Dean of Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Tanjungpura, and Deans of Agricultural Faculties throughout Indonesia, as well as a happy invited guest. Menyanyikan lagu kebangsaan Indonesia Raya, hadirin dimohon berdiri.
Singing the national anthem of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya. To all of the audience, please stand up.
Hadirin dipersilakan duduk kembali.
To all of audience, please be seated again. Pembacaan doa oleh Dr. Wasyan.
Invocation by Dr. Wasyan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear respected brothers and sisters, honorable guests and speakers, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be upon of you within the blessing of Allah. In conjunction with the opening of ceremony of the occasion, seminars and annual meeting, West Regional State University Coordination or in Bahasa Indonesia Semirata BKS Pertanian Wilayah Barat, and International Agricultural Meeting which take place in this room inshallah, with program beginning for today inshallah. To begin our program today, our agenda, let us together pray or make a supplication to God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, our Lord. May the blessing of Him shower on us in this occasion. Please let me lead this prayer in Islamic manner. For those who other faith or iman or belief, they can make dua or prayer with their own religions. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, most gracious. O Allah, we ask you of all good things which pertain to this day and days hereafter. And we seek your protection from all evil which relates to this day and days in the hereafter. O Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, in conjunction with the seminars and conference which begin today, guide us among those whom you guide. Grant us in health and pardon among those whom you grant health and pardon. O Allah, unite us for the right solution on the issue to manage the sustainable agriculture and food security for the best practice ever to face the prospect and challenges during the climate change time. O Allah, provide us with a full knowledge on environmental principles. O Allah, grant us the benefits of sustainable agriculture and food security for our regional and international issues as an important asset for our people in conjunction with this meeting. Bestow us strength and fight effort to make the annual meeting of the Deans of West Regional Coordination State University success and achieve appropriate decision in all agreement that we agreed among us. O Allah, verily we seek you for the best supplication and the best success and the best deeds and the best reward. O Allah, unite us as the participant of the international conference meeting today, the spirit of solidarity, unity, and move forward in a single direction on sustainable agriculture and food security and its challenges. O Allah, you are the most forgiving and the one who loves forgiving. Therefore, forgive us and wish all delegates to this conference a very pleasant, productive one and a memorable stay in our equatorial city of Pontianak, West Borneo, Indonesia. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وادخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على محمد والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Laporan panitia, oleh Dr. Eva Dolorosa, MM, MSc.
Committee report by Dr. Eva Dolorosa, MM, MSc.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and best wishes to all. The Honorable Acting Governor of West Kalimantan Province, Dr. Harrison Mkes, the Vice Rector for Academic Affairs of Universitas Tanjungpura, Dr. Insinyur Radian MS, the Chairperson of the BKS PTN Western Region, Professor Dr. Insinyur Samadi MSc, distinguished deans, keynote speakers, guests, and all participants. I would like to extend greetings on behalf of the Faculty of Agriculture at Universitas Tanjungpura. I'm grateful for the speakers who participated in this event. The quality of this year's speakers was exceptional. Semirata BKS PTN in the Western region hosted 2 events in the field of agricultural sciences. The Dean's Annual Meeting and the first International Agriculture Meeting. The year's theme was Sustainable Agriculture and Food Security. The conference on prospects and challenges in the climate change era was attended by 112 participants from various region universities, including University Putra Malaysia, Ocean College Zhejiang University, Stanford University, and the University of Oregon, USA, and several public and private universities in Indonesia, as well as several organizations such as the Indonesian Palm Oil Association, GAPKI, National Research and Innovation Agency, BRIN, Center for Management and Development of River Area Management Technology, BPPT DAS, Nusantara Nature Conservation Foundation, YKAN, and the Nature Conservation. Surprisingly, Universitas Lampung, UNILA, sent the highest number of delegates with 32 participants. Let us therefore acknowledge and commend the delegation from UNILA. This afternoon, 92 papers and posters will be presented and discussed, categorized into 4 scopes. Scope A, precision agriculture to develop the responsible and adaptable agriculture under climate change. Scope B, agribusiness and rural development. Scope C, local food biodiversity, competitiveness and opportunities in Industrial Revolution 4.0. Scope D, responsible practices in the use of tropical peatlands and freshwater resources. This conference represents the culmination of the tireless efforts, unwavering support, and deep commitment of numerous individuals. We would like to extend our sincere gratitude to all the committee members whose hard work and dedication played a pivotal role in making this event a reality. Moreover, we are grateful for the substantial funding provided by Forum Rector BKS PTN West Region. Lastly, we extend our gratitude to the conference contributors and the scientific committee. We thank you for participating in this Semirata BKS PTN West Region and First International Agriculture Meeting Conference and appreciate your attendance. We hope you have had a pleasant experience. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sambutan Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Tanjungpura, Profesor Dr. Insinyur Dena Suswati, FP,
Speech by the Dean of Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Tanjungpura, Profesor Dr. Insinyur Dena Suswati, MP, IPU.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Governor of West Kalimantan and the Vice Rector for Education of Tanjungpura University as the representative of the Rector. Respected keynote speaker, fellow deans, invited guests, seminar participants, and all attendees. Warm regard from Tanjungpura University. The Dean Annual Meeting and Seminar of Western Region the State University in Indonesia, Semirata BKS PTN Western Region, in the field of agricultural science, is held concurrently with the International Agriculture Meeting, an international seminar organized by the Faculty of Agriculture, Tanjungpura University, and partner institution. This manner aims to serve as a platform for the scientific community to share knowledge, ideas, insight, and information regarding agriculture in a broader context. This forum provides researchers with the opportunity to present their findings and analyze the latest condition and perspective in agriculture. Therefore, we hope this seminar offers valuable knowledge, ideas, information for the community and various stakeholders. On this occasion, I extend my profound gratitude to the keynote speaker from Malaysia, China, and Indonesia for their willingness to contribute to this international seminar. We are also thankful to all participants from universities worldwide who have submitted and presented their papers. Our highest appreciation goes to the entire committee for their dedication in organizing this seminar, and heartfelt thanks to all the International Advisory Board and Scientific Committee members. Thank you for your kind attention to my speech. Please forgive any shortcoming during this seminar. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sambutan Ketua BKS Barat, Profesor Dr. Insinyur Samadi, MSc IPU.
Speech by the Chairman of BKS Barat, Profesor Dr. Insinyur Samadi, MSc IPU.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semuanya. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, on behalf of the Agriculture Dean at Western Region of Indonesia, we would like to thank you very much for the Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Tanjungpura, West Kalimantan to facilitate the agriculture dean meeting. This is the third time for our organization to conduct yearly dean meeting after pandemic COVID on behalf of the system. The last meeting held at Universitas Bengkulu in 2022, and this meeting also we will discuss about who will be the host for our yearly next meeting in 2025 and 2024 and 2025. In this a very good opportunity, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the official governor of West Kalimantan, Dr. Harrison, and also the representative from the rector here is the Vice Rector for Academic Affairs, Dr. Insinyur Radiar MP, and also here with us is the Vice Rector for the Student Affairs, Dr. Ahmadi. Thank you for joining for our international conference today. And of course, also here, Professor Saman Hudi as Secretary General for Communication Forum of Higher Education in Agriculture. Thank you also for attending for this international conference. And of course, our professor also here, Professor Suntoro and Professor Wan Asbas. As we know, that is also the senior for our BKSPTN, they also attend from here. Of course, here Professor Dr. Insinyur Dina Suswati as the Dean of Agriculture Faculty, Universitas Tanjungpura, and also the chairwoman for this international conference. Our wonderful keynote speaker for this conference, Professor Dr. Hasliza Abu Hasim, is from University Putra Malaysia, and also Professor Loh Peisan, Associate Professor Ocean College, Zhejiang University in China, Edi Martono Rustamaji, as Chairman of Indonesia Palm Oil Association from Indonesia, and also our keynote speaker today is Professor Dr. Insinyur Gusli Zakaria Ansari MES from Universitas Tanjungpura, Indonesia. All my colleagues, agriculture deans from Western part of Indonesia, of course, all participants, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. As we know that, as your information, that our organization was established on 19 February 1976 in Palembang, in 411 University. But right now, our organization have about 22 members, the state university in Indonesia. The vision of our organization is how to improve the human resources in agriculture sectors, and it also will be media to share experience each involved university how to improve agriculture sector in Indonesia. The topic of today's conference about sustainable agriculture, food security, prospect, and challenge in climate change era is really appropriate with the Sustainable Development Goals. As we know, the SDGs signed by 193 leaders in the world. How to reduce poverty, hunger, and protect environment with 70 purpose and 169 targets. Agriculture sectors play an important role to success these global development goals, and climate change can disrupt food availability, reduce access to food, and affect food quality. For example, projected increase in temperature, change in precipitation patterns, change in extreme weather, a reduction in water availability may result in reduced agriculture productivity. If we talk about the sustainability, it always involves three important things: social sustainability, environmental sustainability, and economic can be applied to improve the sustainability of our agriculture product in facing climate change to feed 7 billion people in the world, and it will be increased to be 9 million people in the next 10 years. In this meeting, we will discuss how to improve our academic quality with 8 main key indicators, like new system of learning, independent campus, independent learning, as we know, EBKM, exchange student, international accreditation, independent accreditation, and also management scientific or journal, of course. The new regulation as quality assurance of higher education in Indonesia is signed by our education minister, Mas Nadiem Anwar Makarim, also will be discussed in our Dean meeting. Finally, one more thanks to the Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Tanjungpura as the host for this meeting. Hopefully the Dean meeting and also international conference will be successful and can give a very good recommendation to improve academic quality and also for sustainable agriculture in facing climate change. I think we can give big applause to the host for this committee, Tanjungpura University. Thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sambutan dari Rektor Universitas Tanjungpura diwakili oleh Wakil Rektor Bidang Akademik, Dr. Insinyur Radian MS.
Speech by the Rector of Universitas Tanjungpura that will be presented by Vice Rector for Academic Affairs Universitas Tanjungpura, Dr. Insinyur Radian MS.
Kasih. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, selamat sejahtera untuk semua. Mohon maaf Pak Ibu, Pak Rektor tidak bisa hadir, beliau masih sedang di Jakarta. Beliau menitipkan pidato ini cukup panjang, 9 halaman. Saya bacakan secara lengkap pidato beliau ini. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, selamat sejahtera untuk semua. Yang kami hormati Bapak PJ Gubernur Kalimantan Barat, Bapak Dr. Harrison Menkes yang baru kemarin dilantik. Mungkin hari ini yang pertama kali pergi ke Universitas. Beri tepuk tangan dulu. Yang kami hormati Ketua BKS Pertanian Wilayah Barat, Bapak Profesor Dr. Insinyur Samadi MSc IPU. Yang hormati Ketua FKPTI Wilayah Barat, Bapak Profesor Dr. Insinyur Saman Budi, SPMSI IPM Asian Eng. Yang saya hormati Ketua Dewan Penasehat FKPTI, Bapak Profesor Dr. Insinyur Haji Suntoro Wongso Atmojo MS, Bapak Profesor Dr. Wan Abbas, Bapak Ibu para narasumber, Profesor Dr. Hasliza Abu dari Universitas Putra Malaysia, Dr. Roh Sun, Associate Professor Ocean College dari Zhejiang University, China, Pak Edi Martono Ustamaji dari Kapki, tadi hadir ya, Puro ya, Bapak Profesor Dr. Insinyur Gusti Jakaria Ansari, para Wakil Rektor, Bapak Dekan yang tergabung dalam BKS Barat, para dinas Pemda, ada dinas Pertanian Kota Pontianak ini. Bapak Ibu yang lain mohon maaf, tidak saya sebutkan satu persatu. Bapak Ibu Ketua Jurusan, Ketua Prodi, seluruh mahasiswa dan serta para hadirin dan tamu undangan yang tidak dapat kami sebutkan satu persatu. Pertama-tama marilah kita panjatkan puji syukur Allah SWT, Tuhan yang Maha Kuasa, karena atas limpahan karunia-Nya saat ini kita berada dalam keadaan sehat dan dapat hadir dalam acara seminar nasional, seminar internasional, dan Semirata BKS Pertanian Wilayah Barat pada tahun 2023 ini yang dilakukan di Universitas Tanjungpura khusus di Fakultas Pertanian. Pada kesempatan ini saya menyampaikan selamat datang kepada Bapak Ibu para tamu dan narasumber di Intan. Terima kasih sudah berkenan hadir bersama dalam forum acara rapat dekan tahunan Fakultas Pertanian dan seminar internasional Sustainable Agriculture and Food Security Prospect and Challenge in Climate Change Area. Saat ini lingkungan strategis berubah sangat cepat, diskusi yang terjadi karena revolusi industri 4.0 serta transformasi digital yang masif memberikan dampak yang luas di berbagai bidang kehidupan. Salah satunya pada aspek pertanian dan ketahanan pangan. Sebagaimana kita ketahui bahwa saat ini kita bersama-sama sedang menghadapi masalah global. Sebut saja transformasi digital yang masif, arsitektur kesehatan global pasca pandemi, transisi menuju energi baru terbarukan, perubahan iklim, ketahanan pangan, dan lain sebagainya. Berbagai permasalahan ini membawa kita pada situasi yang serba tidak pasti dan memerlukan sinergi seluruh sektor untuk menemukan praktek masa depan yang dapat memberikan jawaban yang komprehensif. Di tengah perkembangan ini, sektor pertanian memiliki peran yang sangat penting dalam memastikan ketahanan pangan di negara kita. Sehingga tema yang diangkat pada kegiatan kali ini tentang pertanian berkelanjutan dan ketahanan pangan dalam peluang dan era perubahan iklim tidak hanya relevan, tapi juga mendesak mengingat dampak perubahan iklim yang semakin terasa dan meningkatnya tantangan dalam memenuhi kebutuhan pangan global. Pertanian berkelanjutan tidak hanya tentang mencapai hasil pertanian yang tinggi, tapi juga menjaga integritas lingkungan, mengurangi dampak negatif, dan mempromosikan kesejahteraan petani dan konsumsi lokal. Ketahanan pangan menjadi tantangan utama dalam menghadapi perubahan iklim. Ketahanan pangan merujuk pada kemampuan suatu negara atau komunitas untuk menyediakan akses yang stabil dan berkelanjutan terhadap makanan yang cukup, aman, dan bergizi bagi semua penduduknya. Terkait ketahanan pangan, Untan berusaha mengambil bagian pada kegiatan matching fund patriot pangan yang merupakan kerjasama antara Untan dan Dinas Pertanian Tanaman Pangan Budaya di bawah wadah konsorsium IPB Universitas dengan Kemendikbud-Ristek. Program matching fund pangan yang juga bertujuan untuk mendukung upaya kedaulatan pangan yang dilakukan pemerintah melalui penelitian maupun pendampingan kepada masyarakat. Selanjutnya terkait perubahan iklim serta kenaikan suhu global, perubahan pola hujan dan cuaca ekstrim dapat berdampak buruk terhadap produktivitas pertanian dan distribusi pangan dan harga pangan. Menyikapi perubahan iklim dan upaya transisi menuju energi baru terbarukan, Untan juga telah berupaya mengambil andil di dalam kolaborasi tersebut bersama dengan mitra strategis yang menyiapkan PLTS mobil listrik tenaga surya 1,5 megawatt peak. Saya kira ini merupakan PLTS yang terbesar di Indonesia untuk tingkat universitas. Ada 1,5, ada 1.500.000 watt yang disumbangkan oleh PT WK, PLN, dan Sun Energy Universitas. Bapak Nan bisa dapat mengunjungi PLTS yang ada di Untan. Bapak, Ibu, dan hadirin yang saya hormati, mahasiswa yang saya banggakan, kembali membahas tema yang diangkat pada pertanian berkelanjutan dan ketahanan pangan. Ada dua hal yang tidak dapat dipisahkan, terutama di era perubahan iklim saat ini. Dengan komitmen inovasi dan kolaborasi bersama, kita dapat meraih prospek yang cerah untuk masa depan pertanian yang berkelanjutan dan ketahanan pangan global. Ini bukan hanya tanggung jawab pemerintah, tapi juga tanggung jawab kita semua. Sebagai individu peduli terhadap masa depan dan kesejahteraan semua makhluk hidup di dalamnya. Terdapat beberapa langkah yang dapat kita lakukan bersama untuk mengatasi tantangan yang telah disampaikan, antara lain penelitian dan pengembangan varietas tanaman yang tahan terhadap perubahan iklim serta tanaman yang tahan kekeringan dan banjir akan sangat penting. Peningkatan manajemen sumber daya dengan menerapkan praktek pertanian yang lebih efisien dan berkelanjutan dalam penggunaan air, pemupukan, pestisida, dan membantu melindungi sumber daya alam yang terbatas. Pendekatan ekosistem dalam pertanian seperti agroforestry dan sistem pertanian berbasis pada ladang dengan membantu mengurangi erosi tanah dan meningkatkan keanekaragaman hayati. Pemerintah dan lembaga internasional perlu mengadopsi kebijakan yang mendukung pertanian yang berkelanjutan dan ketahanan pangan. Pengembangan dan penyebaran teknologi pertanian modern yang berkelanjutan. Latihan petani dalam praktek-praktek pertanian berkelanjutan dan manajemen risiko iklim akan membantu memperkuat ketahanan pangan. Kerjasama antar negara dan lembaga internasional dalam menghadapi perubahan iklim dan ketahanan pangan. Bapak, Ibu, dan hadirin yang saya hormati, pelaksanaan kegiatan hari ini menjadi sangat penting untuk diikuti baik Bapak, Ibu dosen, dan para mahasiswa, khususnya mahasiswa pertanian yang akan mengetahui berbagai hal tentang bagaimana informasi detail tentang pertanian berkelanjutan dan ketahanan pangan di era perubahan iklim seperti tadi. Hingga saya sangat berharap para mahasiswa khususnya dapat mengikuti acara ini dengan baik dan memaksimalkan kesempatan yang sangat baik ini melalui para narasumber yang expert di bidangnya. Semoga acara hari ini dapat memberikan manfaat bagi kita sekalian, serta harapan kami acara ini akan menjadi momentum penting untuk menguatkan semua pihak, baik perguruan tinggi, pemerintah, dan para mitra strategis untuk meningkatkan pertanian dan ketahanan pangan bagi kita sekalian. Demikian dapat saya sampaikan, mohon maaf jika masih beberapa hal yang kurang berkenan. Terima kasih atas nama Rektor 7 September 2023 Profesor Dr. Garuda Wiko. Saya dapat sampaikan terima kasih. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sambutan PJ Gubernur Kalimantan Barat, Dr. Harrison MKes dan membuka acara seminar internasional dan rapat tahunan Dekan BKS Barat 2023.
Speech by the Acting Government of West Kalimantan, Dr. Harrison MKes, and the opening of the International Seminar at BKS Barat Dean's Annual Meeting 2023.
Because my English is not so good, I only know yes, no, yes, no. So let me give a speech in Indonesian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Adil Kak Talino, Pak Curamin, Kak Saruga, Pasengan, Kak Jubata. Yang saya hormati Rektor Universitas Tanjungpura, yang dalam hal ini diwakili oleh Bapak Warek 1, Bidang Akademik, Dr. Insinyur Radian, Ketua Badan Kerjasama Perguruan Tinggi Negeri, BKS PTN Wilayah Barat, Bapak Profesor Dr. Insinyur Samadi, MSc, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Tanjungpura, Ibu Profesor Dr. Insinyur Denah Suswati MP. Para dekan, ketua program studi jurusan pertanian yang tergabung dalam Badan Kerjasama Perguruan Tinggi Negeri Wilayah Barat, hadir di sini sahabat saya, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Sriwijaya, Profesor Muslim. Selamat datang di, sudah berapa kali Prof ke sini, Prof? Baru sekali. Harus ke Kopi Asyang. Kopi Asyang itu nikmat, beda dengan kopi-kopi lainnya, karena dia dicampur dengan keringatnya, Pak. Marilah kita panjatkan puji dan syukur kehadirat Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, karena kita sekarang diberikan nikmat kesehatan dan kesempatan untuk hadir pada acara seminar internasional dan rapat tahunan Semirata Bidang Pertanian Badan Kerjasama Perguruan Tinggi Negeri di wilayah Barat tahun 2023. Atas nama pemerintah Provinsi Kalimantan Barat, saya mengucapkan selamat datang kepada seluruh peserta seminar dan peserta rapat tahunan, baik dekan maupun ketua program studi jurusan pertanian. Semua kegiatan ini memberikan manfaat positif bagi pengembangan ilmu, pengetahuan, khususnya di bidang pertanian. Hadirin yang saya hormati, pertanian mempunyai peran strategis dalam mendukung perekonomian nasional, utamanya pada upaya mewujudkan ketahanan pangan, peningkatan daya saing, penyerapan tenaga kerja, dan penanggulangan kemiskinan. Dengan demikian, pembangunan pertanian merupakan bagian dari pembangunan ekonomi nasional secara integral. Pada saat terjadi pandemi COVID-19 tahun 2020, Indonesia mengalami kontraksi pertumbuhan ekonomi sebesar minus 2,07%, yang menyebabkan perekonomian Indonesia mengalami deflasi atau penurunan drastis dan mempunyai pergerakan yang kurang stabil. Disinilah peran sektor pertanian yang menjadi salah satu katup pengaman ekonomi Indonesia, karena pada saat sebagian sektor lain tumbuh negatif, pertanian tetap tumbuh positif, mampu menyelamatkan perekonomian nasional. Bahkan Indonesia mampu mencapai swasembada beras selama 3 tahun berturut-turut, 2019 sampai 2021, sehingga mendapatkan penghargaan dari International Rice Research Institute pada Agustus 2022. Untuk kondisi kita di Kalimantan Barat, terkait ketersediaan produksi pangan, khususnya padi sejak tahun 2020 sampai 2022, kita sudah surplus. Produksi padi tahun 2022 mencapai 1.077.492 ton gabah kering giling, setara dengan 707.697 ton beras, sedangkan kebutuhan akan beras untuk 5,4 juta penduduk Kalbar adalah 533.628 ton per tahun, sehingga terdapat surplus sebesar 174.069 ton. Capaian ini tentunya menjadi acuan untuk dapat mempertahankan bahkan meningkatkan produksi pertanian guna memenuhi kebutuhan pangan masyarakat di Kalimantan Barat. Saya lupa ada Pak itu ya, Kepala Dinas Pertanian Kota Pontianak, mewakili Wali Kota Pontianak. Hadirin yang berbahagia, tantangan yang dihadapi oleh sektor pertanian tidaklah sedikit, mulai dari perubahan iklim, keterbatasan lahan, hingga perubahan teknologi. Semuanya memerlukan kolaborasi yang kuat dan inovasi yang berkelanjutan, selaras dengan tema pada Semirata ini, yaitu pertanian berkelanjutan dan ketahanan pangan, prospek tantangan di era perubahan iklim. Maka saya berharap kegiatan ini dapat menjadi wadah diskusi, saling berbagi gagasan, pemikiran, dan pengalaman dalam merumuskan langkah-langkah strategis guna mendorong pertumbuhan dan penguatan sektor pertanian yang maju, mandiri, dan modern secara berkelanjutan. Karena melalui pertanian kita dapat memenuhi kebutuhan pangan dan bahan baku, industri, menciptakan lapangan kerja, meningkatkan pendapatan dan perekonomian daerah serta nasional. Perguruan tinggi sangat berperan dalam transfer inovasi teknologi pertanian. Peran perguruan tinggi yang pertama dalam bidang pendidikan dan pengajaran ialah membuat kurikulum yang sesuai dengan perkembangan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi masa kini. Kedua, dalam bidang penelitian, yaitu melakukan penelitian-penelitian terbaru yang inovatif di bidang pertanian, sehingga dapat menyesuaikan diri dengan kebutuhan dan kualifikasi pasar global. Ketiga, dalam bidang pengabdian kepada masyarakat, dengan melakukan pembinaan dan transfer inovasi teknologi pertanian melalui penyuluhan pertanian dalam hal meningkatkan produktivitas, pengolahan, dan pemasaran pertanian. Dalam kesempatan ini, mari kita juga tingkatkan sinergi antara pemerintah, swasta, dan lembaga pendidikan dan masyarakat dalam mendukung pengembangan pertanian berkelanjutan dengan mengutamakan prinsip-prinsip keadilan berkelanjutan dan inovasi. Kita dapat merajut masa depan pertanian yang lebih gemilang. Bapak, Ibu-Ibu sekalian, saat ini sebenarnya Kalimantan Barat juga harus konsentrasi terhadap inflasi, laju inflasi. Memang inflasi month to month di Kalimantan Barat ini pada saat ini mengalami deflasi gitu. Untuk Agustus minus 0,31%, tapi secara year to year inflasi Provinsi Kalimantan Barat 3,79, sementara angka nasional itu 3,27. Ini menempatkan Provinsi Kalimantan Barat berada pada 10 besar inflasi tertinggi di nasional. Jangan tepuk tangan, Bu. Ini harus dijaga oleh pemerintah karena sudahlah pendapatan secara rata-rata penduduk kita masih rendah. Kalau kita tidak jaga inflasi ini, makin kesulitan mereka menghadapi kehidupan ini. Untuk itu Pak Presiden selalu jaga. Beliau selalu memerintahkan untuk menjaga ini. Beras medium di Kalimantan Barat itu headnya itu 11.500. Sekarang kalau di Provinsi Kalimantan Barat rata-rata 12.240. Ini harus dijaga. Kabarnya negara-negara yang biasanya langganan kita mengimpor beras itu karena perubahan cuaca, mereka sendiri akan menahan ekspor berasnya ke Indonesia. Ini harus diwaspadai. Dan sebenarnya pemerintah Provinsi Kalimantan Barat ini selalu ingin dapat masukan-masukan dari Universitas Tanjungpura maupun dari universitas lain menyangkut penelitian-penelitian terakhir mengenai pengembangan teknologi pertanian. Kita ini punya lahan gambut. Gambut ini kalau sudah 3 hari, 4 hari tidak hujan, mulai terbakar atau dibakar. Menyebabkan kita ini sebenarnya secara tidak terasa sebenarnya kesusahan bernapas. Murid sekolah, bayi itu sebenarnya susah mereka bernapas, masuk lansia. Nah, gimana caranya dengan teknologi pertanian? agar masyarakat di lahan gambut ini tidak membakar lahan gambutnya, tapi mereka memang bisa tetap melakukan menanam tanaman pangannya. Nah, teknologi-teknologi ini yang terus kita cari agar memang dapat di satu sisi kita dapat meningkatkan produksi tanaman pangan, di sisi lain kita juga dapat menekan pada saat kemarau kita tidak memproduksi asap yang menyebabkan sekarang ini kan kita ngirup-ngirup asap ini kan biasa-biasa aja. Nah, tapi tidak tahu nanti tua nanti. Asap itu kan partikel debu, partikel. Makanya dia kelihatan kan. Ada partikel mikro di situ, yang kalau dihisap itu kan akan masuk ke alveoli di paru-paru. Satuan terkecil di paru-paru itu tempat pertukaran oksigen di pembuluh darah itu, ada alveoli namanya. Nah, kalau debu masuk ke situ, partikel debu masuk ke situ, alveoli itu nanti akan mengeras. Tidak bisa melakukan pertukaran antara oksigen dengan CO2 yang langsung berhubungan dengan pembuluh darah. Pada masa tua nanti, kalau misalnya kita sudah keseringan penduduk di Kalimantan ini menghirup asap ini, tua nanti sesak napas saja. Udahlah hidup tua, sengsara, anak tidak ada lagi, udah kemana-mana, udah jadi profesor semua, ya kan dia tidak jaga kita terus. Kita sesak napas gara-gara dulu keseringan menghirup asap. Nah, jadi ini kita terus perjuangkan bagaimana caranya. Kalau tahun-tahun dulu saya di tahun 2019 atau yang lebih awal lagi tahun 1997, 98. Itu asapnya itu benar-benar jarak 3-5 meter kita tidak bisa lihat ke depan. Nah ini sekarang sudah agak berkurang, penerbangan lancar, karena memang sudah relatif bisa dikendalikan. Ya Pak Bintoro ya. Tapi tetap kita meminta kepada masyarakat untuk menjaga lahannya. Kalau bercocok tanam itu, kalau memang masih menggunakan cara dengan membakar lahan itu harus benar-benar dijaga. Karena nanti kebakarannya itu tidak merembet. Gambut itu ke bawah itu kan dalamnya bisa sampai 14 meter. Bahkan saya bisa dapat laporan katanya ada yang sampai 20 meter. Saya sih bilang, itu sih melebih-lebihkan tuh. Tapi katanya memang ada yang sampai 20 meter di bawah. Jadi kalau sudah terjadi kebakaran, pemadam kebakaran datang ke situ itu sebenarnya perbuatan yang sia-sia. Berapa banyaklah air yang kita bisa tumpahkan sampai ke bawah itu sampai 14 sampai 20 meter. Kan malah bikin tambah banyak nanti. Hanya Tuhan yang bisa menolong di Kalimantan Barat ini kalau sudah musim asap. Lewat hujannya. Makanya di Badan Penanggulangan Bencana Daerah itu ada pokja doa. Betul Pak, ada pokja doa. Jadi silakan nanti ada usaha ini usaha itu, tetapi satu pokja sendiri mereka berdoa supaya hujan bisa turun. Dan hari ini karena doa PJ Gubernur yang baru dilantik kemarin, turunlah hujan. Jadi sekarang agak sedikit dingin dan asapnya tidak terlalu banyak. Saya kira itu saja yang dapat saya sampaikan. Selanjutnya dengan mengucapkan Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Seminar Internasional dan Rapat Tahunan atau Semirata, Bidang Pertanian, Badan Kerjasama Perguruan Tinggi Negeri DKSPTN Wilayah Barat tahun 2023, saya nyatakan dibuka. Semoga kegiatan ini akan menguatkan semangat persatuan dan kesatuan untuk membangun bangsa. Marilah kita terus berbagi ilmu, pengalaman, dan semangat positif untuk meraih tujuan bersama. Sekian dan terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Kepada PJ Gubernur Kalimantan Barat, Dr.
Oh.
Harrison MS dimohon untuk tetap berada di atas panggung. Dan kepada Wakil Rektor Bidang Akademik Universitas Tanjungpura, Dr. Insinyur Radian MS, Ketua BKS Barat, Profesor Dr. Insinyur Samadi MSc, IPU, dan Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Tanjungpura, Profesor Dr. Insinyur Dena Suswati MPIPU, kami mohon untuk menempati tempat yang telah disediakan untuk membuka acara secara simbolis dengan menekan layar dan memukul beduk.
To the Acting Governor of West Kalimantan, Dr. Harrison M. Kes, please be remain on stage. And for the Vice Rector of Universitas Tanjungpura, Dr. Insinyur Radian MS, Chairman of BKS Barat, Profesor Dr. Insinyur Samadi MSc IPU, and the Dean of Faculty of Agriculture Universitas Tanjungpura, Profesor Dr. Insinyur Dena Suswati MP IPU, please take a place provided to symbolically open the event by pressing the screen and hitting the drum.
Penyerahan cindera mata.
Presentations of mementos kepada PJ Gubernur Kalimantan Barat dan Wakil Rektor Bidang Akademik Universitas Tanjungpura, kami mohon untuk naik ke atas panggung untuk menerima cenderamata yang akan diberikan oleh Ketua BKS Barat yang didampingi oleh Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Tanjungpura. Kami mohon untuk naik ke atas panggung.
To the Acting Governor of West Kalimantan and the Vice Rector of Academic Affairs of Tanjungpura University, we invited you to come up to the stage to receive mementos that will be given by the Chairman of BKS Barat, delivered by the Dean of Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Tanjungpura. Please come up to the stage. Cenderamata pertama akan diberikan kepada PJ Gubernur Kalimantan Barat oleh Ketua BKS Barat.
The first mementos will be given to the Acting Governor of West Kalimantan by the Chairman of BKS Barat. Cenderamata kedua akan diberikan kepada Wakil Rektor Bagian Akademik Universitas Tanjungpura yang akan diberikan oleh Ketua BKS Barat.
The second mementos will be given to the Vice Rector of Academic Affairs Universitas Tanjungpura by the Chairman of BKS Barat. Kepada PJ Gubernur Kalimantan Barat, Wakil Rektor Bidang Akademik Universitas Tanjungpura, Ketua BKS Barat dan Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Tanjungpura, kami mohon untuk tetap berada di atas panggung untuk mengambil foto bersama.
To the Acting Governor of West Kalimantan, the Vice Rector for Academic of Universitas Tanjungpura, the Chairman of BKS Barat, and the Dean of Faculty of Agriculture Universitas Tanjungpura, please remain on the stage to take a group photos. Kepada PJ Gubernur Kalimantan Barat, Wakil Rektor Universitas Tanjungpura, Ketua BKS Barat, dan Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Tanjungpura, kami persilakan menempati posisi yang sudah disediakan untuk mengambil foto bersama dengan seluruh dekan dan seluruh hadirin. Kepada seluruh hadirin, dimohon untuk berdiri.
To all of the audience, please stand up.
Dan kepada tim fotografer, waktu dan tempat kami persilakan. Kepada seluruh hadirin, dipersilakan untuk duduk kembali.
To all of the audience, please be seated again. Dengan berakhirnya sesi foto bersama ini, maka berakhir pula acara pembukaan International Agriculture Meeting 2023. Selanjutnya, kita akan melanjutkan ke acara sesi rehat sejenak selama 5 menit dan akan dilanjutkan dengan sesi seminar internasional.
With the end of this group photo session, the opening ceremony of the International Agriculture Meeting 2023 also comes to the end. We will now proceed to a brief 5-minute break, followed by the international seminar sessions. Kepada PJ Gubernur Kalimantan Barat dan Wakil Rektor Universitas Tanjungpura, kami persilahkan untuk dapat meninggalkan Teater 1 dikarenakan acara pembukaan telah selesai. Terima kasih.
Silakan.
Pak Nyahu, mewakili dari Palangkaraya mungkin bisa naik juga. Silakan. Siapa lagi? Bu. Ya. Langsung.
BKSPTN wilayah Barat, jaya, Untan, yes. Jaya, Untan, yes. BKS PTN wilayah Barat. Jaya, 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 Untan, yes. Kemenangan. Ya.
Kepada Bapak, Ibu, dan hadirin seluruhnya, acara sesi seminar akan segera kita mulai. Oleh karena itu, untuk sesi berfoto akan dipindahkan setelah sesi seminar selesai.
Cek, cek, cek.
Baiklah, kepada Bapak, Ibu, dan seluruh
Cek,
hadirin,
cek.
acara selanjutnya yaitu sesi seminar internasional akan kita mulai. Oleh karena itu, sesi foto dan dokumentasi akan dilanjutkan setelah sesi seminar selesai. Sekali lagi kami mengingatkan untuk Bapak, Ibu, dan seluruh hadirin, sesi dokumentasi dan foto akan dilakukan lagi setelah sesi seminar. Oleh karena itu, kami mohon untuk dapat menempati tempat duduk yang telah disediakan. Terima kasih. Dari sebelah. Kita akhirnya telah tiba pada agenda utama hari ini, yaitu sesi seminar internasional. Untuk memandu seminar kita pada hari ini, marilah kita sambut Bapak Kuku Hernowo, PhD.
We're finally on our main agenda today. To lead our seminars, please welcome Mr. Kuku Hernowo, PhD.
A little background about Mr. Kuku, PhD. He already accomplished his educations on Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, Faculty of Agriculture, Jenderal Sudirman University, Purwokerto, Indonesia, Master of Philosophy, Zoology and Entomology, University of Queensland, Australia in 2004, Philosophy of Doctor in Entomology, Department of Entomology, Louisiana State University in 2017.
Mr. Kuku, PhD, also active as a lecturer at Faculty of Agriculture, Universitas Tanjungpura. For Mr. Kuku, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your coming, and hopefully everybody enjoy your time being here. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you to this beautiful city, to this simple but hopefully memorable campus that we have here. And thank you so much for your coming, because I believe that your coming here giving us a bless, or at least a good luck for us. Just before you're coming here for several days, we've been experienced very hot weather. We choke with dust, ash, and also smoke, which make us very difficult to keep our daily activity. Ladies and gentlemen, talk about our today's topic, which is global warming. I think all of us here agree that this phenomenon really does happen, although some of the big figures probably outside still debating whether global warming exists or not. But for us who are working in the field of agriculture, these situations make us a bit challenging, or get more challenge to conquer, to solve, in order to ensure that our food products at least can meet the demand to feed the uprising populations. But we are today a bit lucky, because we can learn from, I believe, four keynote speakers who are expert on their field, in order to tackle some of the challenges that we have to increase agriculture productivity. We today have 4 keynote speakers. 2 keynote speakers will be with us virtually. One's from University of Putra, Malaysia, and another one from Zhejiang University, China, while 2 keynote speakers will be with us here in this room. So, allow us to invite and greet 4 of these keynote speakers, which is first is Associate Professor Hasliza Abu Hasim from University of Putra, Malaysia. Hello, Professor Hasliza, can you hear me?
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Selamat siang.
Selamat siang.
Yes, I can hear you very clearly.
And I'll be with you soon after
Yes.
the other keynote speakers.
Thank you.
Okay. The second speaker is Dr. Loh Peisuns. Good morning, Dr. Loh. Are you with us?
Good morning. Yes, I am.
Okay, how's about my voice? Can you hear clearly?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I will be back with you soon. The third speaker is from GAPKI or Indonesian Palm Oil Associations, Dr. Bandung Sahari. Please come to the stage. And the last speaker is Professor Dr. Gusti Zakaria. Please come to the stage. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we approximately have like 2 hours for our sessions. So to make it simple, I will manage this presentation or seminars by giving all the keynote speakers to present their talk for about 15 to 20 minutes each. And then hopefully we will still have like 60 minutes to discuss or to give a response or to ask any questions. Just to shorten, I would like to invite our first keynote speakers, which is Associate Professor Dr. Hasliza Abu Hasim. As short, Associate Professor Dr. Hasliza Abu Hasim, she has a focus of study in animal nutrition, and currently she is holding the Deputy Director of Institute of Tropical Agriculture and Food Securities at University of Putra, Malaysia. And she also a lecturer in the Veterinary Medicine University of Putra Malaysia in Malaysia. She apparently has very extended experience and research, also publication, and that we can hear, we can see on this list. So just to shorten, I will give this first opportunity to Dr. Hasliza to present her talk. Dr. Hasliza?
Yes, I'm here.
For about 15 to 20 minutes, please.
Thank you very much to Mr. Kuku. Is that correct? I pronounce your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I believe you are the moderator for this scientific session. And Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang, bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu di Indonesia, di Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Tanjungpura. Thank you very much for to the organizing committee for inviting me to be here as one of the keynote speaker, and also allow me to share the talk, my experience regarding the theme of this conference. We are mainly talking about the impact of the agriculture on the climate change. So allow me to share my slides first. Yes, can you see my slides?
Yes.
Let me put it in the presentation mode first. Yeah, is that okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Since I only have like 15 minutes to share with you about the talk, so I think, yeah, if you have any questions, maybe we can discuss further at the end of the session, during the discussion session. So thank you also to the moderator just now for the brief and very kind introduction about myself. So in looking at the theme of this conference, therefore I come up with this title, The Precision Agriculture to Develop Responsible and Adaptable Agriculture and Under Climate Change. So in this talk, in this session, I will give my experience, view on this impact of the climate change, focusing on the livestock industry, animal production, because that is also my field of expertise. Okay, so sorry. Okay, to start with this talk, I think it's very important for us to also look at the very quick overview on this animal production and also its role in the food security. Because when we talk about this climate change, when we talk about the precision agriculture, we have to also consider the role of this animal production, because it's also part of the important sector in the development of the agriculture in the country. I think not only in Malaysia, I think in all countries, we always rely on the agriculture, because that is where we got our food, right? That is where we got our beef, our meat, our milk, our chicken. Okay, so that is the role of the agriculture, whereby in our country we try to achieve a self-sufficiency level, so that we can meet the demand on the product, on the animal product, like the one I mentioned just now. So but at the same time, we have to also consider the management of the livestock toward and maybe we have to also look at the approaches towards the environmental conservation in animal husbandry. So for example, in this slide, when I show the one that I show the self-sufficiency ratio of the livestock industry in Malaysia, we are still also far behind to achieve the 100% of self-sufficiency level. So this remarks that there are more rooms, or there are more innovation, there are more strategies that needs to be done in order for us to achieve the self-sufficiency level at 100%. Then we can be some sort like in a comfort zone when we know that we can achieve the sustainable food security. Okay, I think in Indonesia also, you of course, not only Indonesia, in other countries, we always have the same aim or objective, that we want to ensure that the food supply, food security are always in sustainable. Okay. All right. So this is because when we look at the livestock, significance of the livestock, it's not only about the food safety and food security, but it's also contribute to the employment, to the income generation of the country, to ensure that we have always access to the food. Okay, because we don't want to have any food crisis that could be due to the lacking of the food supply, like especially from the livestock industry. Okay, and then like I mentioned, this is the time that we have to really work in collaborative, work together. In fact, the countries also, the government, they should have an initiative, they should have a strategies to develop the livestock industry, so that we can ensure that the food production are able to meet the country's food security needs. Okay, so what needs to change in agriculture and food production to help us achieve a sustainable agriculture, productivity and food security? So this is where we see like there are always challenges, right? There are always issues or factors that may influence the sustainable of the agriculture productivity and food security. So and one of that is the climate change, as what we are going to discuss in this scientific seminar, because we know that climate change plays a major role or major challenge for agriculture, and it will further worsen the food security problems. Thus, we need to have a paradigm shift towards agriculture and food production, that we want to have more resilient, more productive and more sustainable strategies, which is very crucial at this time for us to act, so that we can eliminate the hunger and malnutrition. We can enable the agriculture sector to adapt to the climate change, because nowadays we cannot predict the climate. Sometimes it's become very hot, sometimes it become very heavy rain and very cold. So that would also affect the livestock industry. It's not only the performance of the animals, of course the productivity of the animals may also influenced by the climate change. And to mitigate the climate change, in order to keep it at the levels that is not harm to the livestock industry, so we need to have various strategies. Okay, so this is the strategies that maybe we can consider, we can apply in our country, so that it can meet the challenges, especially on the climate change, so that we can have sustainable food security. We can produce an adequate, safe, nutritious and affordable food supply. Okay, because we as the consumers, we have to also ensure that the food and the animal products, the agricultural products should also have their quality, not only quantity, but the quality for our health as well. Okay, so those are the strategies that this is an example where the strategies that we are actually in the institute and also part of the government and also the livestock industries in Malaysia, that we are trying to enhance the livestock industries by doing all this, by trying to implement, by trying to apply all the strategies. It's just that in this talk, I will focusing on the because we want to talk about precision agriculture, right? So we want to later I will explain to you the definition of the precision agriculture. But as we know, the precision agriculture in the strategies that we are actually planning to implement for our livestock industry. One of that is to apply relevant technologies in animal husbandry, which the technologies varies in terms of the Internet of Things, in terms of their software or their system. Okay, so what is the most important about the precision agriculture? So before that, we have to look at the meaning of the precision agriculture first. So it's actually precision agriculture can be defined as where we manage the resources in the livestock industry effectively with the technology, the one that I mentioned just now, in order to achieve the agricultural sustainability throughout the value chain, throughout the food supply chain. Okay, so this is where we can think of the precision agriculture in relation to the application of the technology. So how does this precision agriculture work? It's actually by maximizing the agricultural productivity, and we optimize the resources used while we try to also minimize the resources waste, environmental impact, and operational cost. So in general, we can say that when we have livestock farms, okay, we want to try to fully utilize whatever resources available, try to utilize locally, I can say, because we want to also minimize the operational costs and all the importation costs. So, but at the same time, you have to ensure that the resources that we use are not really harm to the environment, or and also it is also adaptable to the climate change. Okay, so this is where as well that we want to rely on specialized equipment or specialized software and Internet of Things services. To me, it still have challenges when we talk about the Internet of Things, or we talk about the technologies, because my heart also close to the smallholder farmers, because I know sometimes it's not an easy for us to ask them to apply or to consider the technologies in their farm management. But that can be one of the challenges. But always we have to think of how can we convince them, how can we slowly introduce the technologies to their farming system. So those are the things that maybe we can discuss later. Okay, so and yeah, but still, because the precision agriculture is also one of the approach that we try to implement nowadays, so that we can at least overcome the climate change issues. Okay, and this precision agriculture actually includes real-time data. It's actually you can control all the resources available in the farms, and then you can also got the information from the surroundings like the weather, and then it can also it's basically, I can say, it's one of like the software, or it can like cloud-based information where everything can be input in that cloud-based, and then you can monitor the farms from that real-time data. Okay, so because this real-time data is actually collected via sensors in the field, that they can measure the surroundings of the farm. It can measure moisture, it can measure temperature, the quality, the air quality. So everything can be measured through the technologies, through the sensors. Okay. So there are also benefits of this precision agriculture, because this precision agriculture is always released its data through maybe example like GPS satellite, drones, and then they have also sensors which embedded in the Internet of Things, such as oil, like in the livestock farm setup. They can also measure the soil quality, they can also measure the performance of the animals, and they can also measure the facilities in the farms. Contoh, sorry cakap bahasa Melayu pula. Example, the tractors and also other farm animals or objects in the farm. Okay, so this data not only give farmers much more information about their animals, but also to give them a greater situational awareness of the entire farm setup, entire farm management. So they can, so the device that transmit the real-time data that are stored in the cloud-based system, which these farmers can easily access in the forms of ready-made visual, such as reports, such as graph and pie charts, so that they that could help them for a decision making. So they can act immediately on how can they adjust the farm management accordingly. So I give examples. Maybe in the climate change, suddenly we know that, oh, this is the weather is very hot. It's too hot for the poultry. So we worry that as a farmer, they worry about the performance of the chickens during the hot season, in terms of the intake, in terms of the heat stress and everything. So they try to adjust accordingly with the climate change. So what they can do, maybe they can try to improve improve the cooling system, and then they can start to give their animals food that can keep them warm, and then supplement that can prevent them from anti-stress. Okay, so those are the action by the farmers that can be taken immediately, so that they can adjust according to the climate change. Okay, so this may also further enhance or cause an effective maintenance of the farming system. So we try to prevent the loss of the animals due to the climate change. So that's why it helps to reduce the cost of materials and resources. Okay, so this is also may help to increase the livestock production and productivity. Okay, and when we talk about the increased importance of genetic potential also, because we don't want our animals to lose, and also the genetic that can easily adapt to the climate change, because some animals are very sensitive, are very very prone to the climate change, which they may cause a drop in their productivity. Okay, so
Dr. Heslisa, the time is almost up, so could you just come up a little bit?
okay, all right. So this is just to show you some of the IoT applications that we use in Malaysia, where we have all these IoT system for the profiling and disease monitoring, and we have also application of drone to the livestock to detect their movement and to have all this data in one cloud-based system, like I mentioned just now. And even we have also drone technology for the paddy field, and also for the napier, for the crop production. Okay, just to give you an example. So, and yeah, on top of that, not only precision agriculture that I mentioned just now, we can also have a climate smart farming system. So this is also in line in the precision agriculture approach. Okay, since I have no time to elaborate all this, but this is what I try to summarize just now. All these strategies are actually not only focusing on precision agriculture, but overall it may also considered as a climate smart farming system, because all the strategies that are listed here are actually involving the whole animal or livestock management to adapt or to overcome the climate change issues. Okay, so that is the benefit, just to show you, and to have all these strategies, not only one man show. It has to also involve a collaboration between farmers, government, we as the consumer, and also the agencies, the livestock industry itself. Okay, thank you very much. I think that's what I can share for you for now. Sorry, because the time is very limited. So maybe we can have more discussion later. Thank you very much. I pass this session back to the moderator, Mr. Kuku.
Thank you very much, Professor Hasliza, for sharing with us your works. And we apologize so much because the time is really limited for you to extend your presentation, but we will extend what you present hopefully during our discussion later.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I will be with you soon after the next speaker.
Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the second keynote speaker is Dr. Loh. Dr. Loh Peisun from Zhejiang University. As a brief, Dr. Loh Peisun has completed her PhD degree in natural science, Open University, United Kingdom, Scottish Association for Marine Science, Scotland, United Kingdom in 2005. She is an expertise in biogeochemistry of sedimentary organic matters and phosphorus in the river and coastal area. And just recently, she is also investigating the impact of human activities and climate change on the mangrove ecosystem in East and Southeast Asia. She, during her career, has published quite plenty of publications. Yes, so just to shorten the time, I will give Dr. Loh to present her presentations for about 15 to 20 minutes. Dr. Loh, the time is yours, please.
Okay, can you see my PPT?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, first of all, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me to give a talk at this first International Agriculture Meeting at Universitas Tanjungpura. So this is an honor. I really appreciate this. Thank you very much. The title of my talk is Monitoring Sedimentary Organic Matter and Phosphorus in Inland and Coastal Environments. The contents of my talk include agriculture, sedimentary organic matter and phosphorus, sustainable agriculture, and conclusions. Very briefly, agriculture involves production of crop and livestock, aquaculture, fisheries, and forestry for food and non-food products. Agricultural productivity has increased tremendously in recent years, but there are some negative aspects of agriculture. For example, increased fertilizer uptake and crops become more prone to pests and diseases. High production, but population keep increasing, has resulted in no access to food, obesity problem, and food waste in some places. more negative impacts of agriculture include increased water demand, increased pollution, biodiversity loss, emission of greenhouse gases, soil loss and increased soil degradation, increased erosion, and change of carbon and nutrient cycles. After that, let us look at some examples of our previous works on monitoring of sedimentary organic matter and phosphorus in inland and coastal environments. Normally for sedimentary organic matter, we have used lignin, which is found only in vascular plant tissues as a biomarker for land-derived organic matter. We have also used stable carbon isotope and CN molar as indicators of the sources and degradation stage of the sediment organic matter. We have also extracted different sedimentary phosphorus species from sediments, for example, the exchangeable iron-bound, apatite, organic, and detrital phosphorus, because these different species can also indicate different sources and degradation stage of the phosphorus in sediments. Some of our previous works include monitoring surface sediments in the Loch Craren and Loch Active in Scotland, and monitoring the surface sediments along the Kapuas River in West Kalimantan, Indonesia. We have also studied sediment core from a salt marsh in Hangzhou Bay, China. More recently, we have collected some sediment cores from mangrove forests in Cambodia, China, Indonesia, Malaysia, and also Thailand. Very briefly, our findings show the importance of a contribution of human activities in contributing organic matter and phosphorus, and in affecting the carbon and nutrient cycle in this aquatic environment. From our core, a sediment core results, we usually find increased land-derived organic matter and increased phosphorus from the bottom to the surface of the core. So indicating the importance of an influence of human activity resulting in increased organic and matter and phosphorus toward the present. Here are more examples of studies which have determined the impacts of agriculture on sedimentary organic matter and phosphorus. So one of these studies found that rearing fish in coastal areas results in increased eutrophication. The amount of organic matter and nutrients excreted by the fish depends on the feed composition. Another study which determined the carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus in sediment core in the North American lagoons found increased nutrients after the 1960s as a result of increased population and agricultural activities. Most of this agricultural derived organic matter is discharged during high discharge short duration events. For example, storm, high rainfall, precipitation, and flood. So another study on sediment cores found increased nutrients begins in the 1984 with clearing of catchment for agriculture. Was found then increased importantly around 1970s following rapidly growing population. So most of these nutrients is discharged as a sewage through a river. Another study on sediment core found that agriculture has intensified in the northern China since the 1980s. Nutrient pollution started in the 1980s and worsened from the 1990s. It seems that sedimentary organic matter was contributed from some sleepy plants, and nutrients were from erosion, fertilizer, and sewage. Still, another study on sediment cores showed that lipids, proteins, and carbohydrates abundances were low before AD 1850 and increased after AD 1850. So, indicating low lake trophic status before the AD 1850 and after the AD 1850, there was increase in allochthonous organic matter due to land use changes in the catchment. Most probably from land use change, increased sewage discharge, increased wastewater, cropland, and runoff, which results in increased nutrient and eutrophication. So those are some examples of studies on the impact of agriculture on organic matter and nutrients. Very briefly, sustainable agriculture is the production of food and other agricultural products at environmental cost that does not jeopardize food security and the general welfare of future generations. So a sustainable agriculture means production of food and other agricultural products in a manner that protects the ability of future generations to do so, enhances human and environmental welfare, improve plant diversity, and benefit the nutrient and soil organic matter, but suppress pathogen. Some examples of sustainable agriculture include legumes, no-till soil management, recycling of animal manure back into fields, or use of winter crops that can build soil organic matter. So all in all, sustainable agriculture can improve economic costs, save labors, inputs, and protect the environment. As a conclusion, human activities and agriculture have resulted in increased discharge of organic matter and phosphorus into inland and coastal waters. So human activities and agriculture affect the carbon and nutrient cycles in the aquatic environment, most probably resulted in increased production of greenhouse gases. So sustainable agriculture will reduce discharge of organic matter and phosphorus into the surrounding aquatic environment. As a result, sustainable agriculture will help mitigate the impact of climate change. So that is all for my presentation. Thank you very much. These are the references used. So terima kasih dan salam hormat.
Thank you very much, Dr. Law, for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. The next key speakers is Dr. Bandung Sahari from GAPKI or Indonesian Palm Oil Associations. Dr. Bandung, the time and place is yours, please.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Honorable the acting governors of the West Kalimantan and also the honorable rector of University of Tanjungpura and the dean of the Faculty of Agriculture of University Tanjungpura, honorable also the chairman of BKS Wilayah Barat, and also the Honorable Ibu Purwati from GAPKI, the chairman of GAPKI Kalimantan Barat, and also team, and distinguished speakers and participants. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to replace Pak Edi Martono. He is the chairman of Indonesian Palm Oil Association. That he is sorry that cannot be here, but I'm going to replace him to present our work on the ground. And Pak Kuko, saya boleh turun nggak? So it's very difficult for me to deliver the presentation when I'm sitting here. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity given to us. That I see this as an opportunity to share what is going on in palm oil industry. So in this opportunity, I would like to deliver our presentations on promoting sustainable palm oil and community welfare, opportunities and challenges. So maybe we can go to the next slide. So I'm going to start my presentations by saying that oil palm is the most beloved agricultural commodity. But at the same time, it is also the most challenging agricultural commodity. Why it is the most beloved agricultural commodity, especially in Indonesia? The first is because of it has significantly contributed on national economy, and also in poverty alleviation, development of rural area and remote area in many in Indonesia, provide job opportunities. But why is it become most challenging? Because palm oil is frequently associated with deforestation, greenhouse gas emission, land fire, and also peatland. So then personally love palm oil because of I'm working in the palm oil industry. And I believe that palm oil is a miracle of trees that can provide many benefits for Indonesian people. But at the same time, it is also calling a lot of issues on this palm oil because of palm oil. Indonesia now become the biggest suppliers in the world. Okay, can we go to the next slide? Yes. From wake up in the mornings until we go to the sleep in the nights, we cannot separate our life from palm oil. I believe that you really like gorengan, right? So then, me too. So then, we love it a lot. Okay, ya. Tanpa gorengan kayaknya hidup apa ya, garing, hampa. Apalagi gorengan kalau minyaknya udah agak hitam gitu ya, lebih crispy gitu. Okay, we can go to the next slide. Yes, I'm not going to provide a theory or something because you are all professor and you are all the outstanding scientists, but I'm going to deliver the facts in the palm oil industry and the story in palm oil industry. So as you can see here from the slide that the market share for palm oil in the world is increasing by year to year, and it's become number one. And being number one is not easy. Okay, next slide. And as you can see here, I can show you that how Indonesia playing a very important role in providing vegetable oil in the world. And as you can see here, that also it contributes to the national economic, and the productions from time to time is increasing, and the export destinations, the main country of the export destination is China, European Union, and also the India, Pakistan, Africa. But for Indonesian, it is very important because of more than 40% of the plantations are owned by smallholders. So actually, the half of the business practically coming from the smallholders. So this become very important to consider the smallholders as part of the that we need to focus on. Next slide, please. Palm oil for Indonesian. What is the meaning of palm oil for Indonesia? Okay, can Can go to the next slide. So Indonesian people have experienced the suffering of being colonized for more than 350 tahun. Ini selalu didengung-dengungkan ketika kita sedang dari sekolah SD, SMP, SMA. And palm oil is like a drop of dew which gives hope to the Indonesian people to raise and develop. Walaupun sebenarnya kelapa sawit itu didatangkan oleh para penjajah kita. But actually after kemerdekaan itu menjadi sumber untuk pengembangan ekonomi nasional. Then as you can see from this evolutions of these villages become cities and the increases of life quality, it is also heavily affected by the existence of the palm oil. Next slide, please. So, if you see from the slide that this is the importance of palm oil for Indonesia from the production itself, so then it reached 52 million tons, and it means that 60% of palm oil is coming from Indonesia, and it creates direct job for more than 5 million, and also indirect or multiplier effect for more than 17 million. And you can see also from the export and also the energy security, so then palm oil also contribute a lot on bioenergy and also the regional stability. That's the contributions of palm oil at the national level. Next slide, please. But in reality, you can see here that in oil palm plantations that we provide the education facilities, the housing facilities, healthcare facilities, microfinance facilities, so many facilities that are provided in oil palm plantations. Jadi nggak cuma di Jakarta, di Pontianak aja, tapi di kebun itu juga kemudian orang, the community welfare is very important. Next slide. What about the sustainability? So I think actually this is one of the topic of the conference, right? Next slide, please. If we talk about the sustainability palm oil, now I'm going to talk about the Indonesian sustainability, or what we call ISPO, Indonesian Sustainable Palm Oil. So this is the 7 principles of ISPO, and actually ISPO is not inferior compared to other certifications of the palm oil in the world. And as you can see here, that the number of certified palm oil increased by year to year, and the key members. I can say here that not all the oil palm plantations, not all the oil palm companies in Indonesia are key members. So, but the key member play very active roles in the certification processes and how to get the member certified. Next slide, please. And if you can see here from this slide, from the seeds and to end products, in every single part here, every single business process here, there is a certification to ensure that all the product, the palm oil product, is well processed, considering the sustainability. Next slide. What about the practices? The certificate is only one piece of paper. What is the meaning of sustainability to you? So then I'm going to show you the practices on the ground. Next slide, please. This is the impact forest in plantations. This is in Kalimantan. I think I took this picture in 2019. And there are also pictures here from Sumatra, riparian ecosystem. And we still can find the impact forest in plantation conservation. Next slide. And this is how the rehabilitation of riparian ecosystem. This is the example from Riau. So we monitor the rehabilitations from one point. And as you can see here, that the evolutions of revegetation. Next slide. And how our practices on conserving the endangered trees. This is the Sorea belangeran. Sorea belangeran is native to Kalimantan and also Sumatra, not other part in the world. And this is also ulin, how we do the conservations and how we trying very hard to contribute the conservations of these endangered trees. Next slide, please. And this is the biodiversity of in oil palm plantation. Why it should be in oil palm? Because of if I took a picture here and I show you like Macacanemis rinam, there is no when there is no leaf of palm oil, then you can say, itu ngambilnya dari taman safari. So that's why I took that picture and I show you the picture of biodiversity in oil palm plantation. Next slide. What about the peatland? Pak Gusti Ansari, mohon izin, because Pak Gusti Ansari is the expert of peatland in Indonesia, so that. Permisi. Next slide, please. So this is how we develop and how we manage our palm plantation on peat. So as you can see here, how the water management and the technology for the managing peatland is now going to be very advanced. And we also have a partner from Sarawak, is nearby from here, Dr. Luli. So she's our friend too, that working together to develop the technology to manage the oil palm on peat appropriately. Next slide, please. Next slide. Oh, kenapa kembali? Yes, but understanding tropical peak trend characteristic is the key to develop management strategy and fire prevention. Waktunya habis ya? Oh, how do oh ini kan kita sekali. Oh, bernext ya. Terima kasih. Oke, katanya suruh operate sendiri. So this is how we need to understand before we manage the pit, so then we need to understand the behavior of the pit itself. Saya nggak akan terangi panjang-panjang karena ada Pak Gusti, hanya sama Pak Gusti aja ya. Kenapa di sini? Yes, but peatland is like a Cinderella syndrome. Tak kenal maka tak sayang. Ini adalah cerita kemudian mahasiswa asing yang kemudian teriak-teriak kepada Indonesia, kalian adalah penyebab kebakaran lahan dan sebagainya, kalian wafit nggak benar. So then I invited them to come to our plantations, and then I show them how the pit is well managed. And mereka ternyata baru sekali itu lihat gambut, pegang gambut. Loh, kalau gini gimana bisa kebakaran lahan? Saya kasih api juga untuk bakar, gimana kalian bisa bakar? Dan ternyata mereka senang sekali pegang auger baru hari itu. So, but the problem is adalah mau berapa kali mereka diundang ke kebun. So, because of the media campaign against palm oil and also against utilization of peatland, it's very sangat besar. Walaupun peatland di Finlandia itu di harvest untuk bahan bakar. Karena saya lihat sendiri, saya datang sendiri ke pabriknya, bagaimana membuat briket dan sebagainya. Okay, what about the carbon? So everybody talks about carbon, right? Jadi carbon becomes very hot topic. Tetapi bagaimana carbon mitigation can be in line with the enhanced NDC target? But this is the publications from Pyong and Che, creating different scenario of by using the RSPO palm oil GHG calculations. As you can see here, that di beberapa skenario, as you can see here, emisinya negatif loh. Bagaimana itu bisa negatif? if we thought about peatland with high conservation value and you do the methane capture. So, but actually, the highest contributions of the emission in oil palm plantation coming from peatland and also palm oil built effluent. So, what about the mitigations? So, this is the scenario of how mitigation option can be picked out by many oil palm companies in Indonesia. This is there as a reduction and also carbon free. What about the fire prevention? Saya pikir saya datang di saat yang sangat tepat karena tadi malam hujan deras. Jadi udah nggak ada bau arang ya. Jadi kalau 3 minggu yang lalu masih ada kabut, saya datang ke sini ya, dengan acara yang lain. But this is very important one, land fire prevention. How fire prevention in oil palm plantation is conducted. So this is how the embung, papan informasi, community, and kesiapsiagaan, and also we use the technology to conduct the early warning systems to allow that potential fire can be well mitigated. And the most important thing is the community partnership. Even though that you defend your own concessions, you cannot escape from the land fire. Betul ya Ibu? Because we have to deal with the community living around our plantations. Without that, don't expect that you can survive from the land fire. So it is very important part of this fire prevention in all palm concessions. And by developing like masyarakat peduli api, desa sejahtera free, this is the different names of the farmer groups cares about fires. Namanya bisa beda-beda, but actually the essence is similar. So this is the last topic, transforming palm oil industry. Okay, oops, sorry. So we actually envision to have world-class operation. And it is very important also for you as a teacher in the university that the utilization of digitalization and automation now become a trend in palm oil industry. So then we need to be in line with this because of we need to have more efficient and more productive company without sacrificing environment and also community. And this is the example of how this drone digunakan di oil palm plantation, bukan hanya untuk monitoring hotspot, but also for the palm hunting, design block, area kosong, dan lain-lain. And this is how this all what is happening on the ground can be monitored directly from your head office in Jakarta. Jadi kalau kejadian pada saat itu terjadi, nggak lebih dari 1 atau 30 menit udah langsung ketahuan dari Jakarta. So this is the role of the automatization, digitalization, and Internet of Things to allow us in managing oil palm plantations from our head office. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bandung, and I apologize that I forgot to mention your curriculum vitae before. Yes, again, I apologize. Dr. Bandung is represents KAPI or Indonesian Palm Oil Associations, and he completed his doctorate degrees in IPB, and he quite productive with plenty of publications cited here. Okay, the next key speakers is Professor Dr. Gusti Zakaria Ansari. He is a senior lecturer in the Faculty of Agriculture, and he also well known as the expert in peat soils and probably wetland soil management. And today he will share with us his experience, his works. So please, Professor Gusti, I'll give you the time and the place for you. Please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi menjelang siang buat bapak-bapak dan ibu. First of all, I'm glad to be here and Honorable Acting Governor, Honorable Rector of Tanjungpura University, also Dean of Agriculture of Tanjungpura University, also all deans from PKS Barat, and also respected audience. Let me share my little knowledge about tropical peatland. I studied tropical peatlands many years, maybe more than 20 years now. So my title of presentation is Carbon Loss from Human Modified Tropical Peatlands. Maybe following what Pak Badung already mentioned. First of all, please see the right corner on the top. This is a very famous killing curve, recording our CO2 emission in Manua, Hawaii. So it's very high now, getting high and high. In 1960, around 300 ppm, now more than 420. You can search the internet. This data. So it's time for us to control the emissions. According to assessment report of IPCC, that's released last year, because I'm also one of the author of this report. So next slide, please. So let's review a little bit about gambut or histosol. Some people also mention organosol, the order of the soil. So we have peatland all over the world, from cold region until tropical region. So in tropic region, the peatland is originated from woody vegetation of forests. In contrast, in the cold region, like a temperate area, mostly from moss, in particular sphagnum moss. Even some boreal has some trees, but not dominant. So, and then Indonesia, China. Indonesia and Malaysia, its soil or histosol must have organic matter thickness equal to 50 centimeter or more than 50 centimeter. So soil with less than 50 centimeter organic matter is called not peatland but peaty soil. So now let's continue to the next slide, please. So we have many types of tropical peats. This is all report, all papers from Anderson, Dreesen, and Zimmerman. At least we have a type of topogenous peat that peatland get influenced by the spring water, and we have homogeneous high peat and also homogeneous basin peat in the coastal area. So this peatland get influenced only by rainwater. So at least two types. Of course, we have some peatland in the highland, like in Papua region. We have some peatland there. Even in West Java, we have a highland peatland, also some Java, but not so much. Very little. Please continue to the next slide. So we could divide the peatland according to USDA soil taxonomy. We can divide that mostly inundation peatland. We call it some of the oasis on the website, and partially inundated. Some peatland not always underwater, but maybe partially inundation. And we have also naturally non-inundation. Maybe we have a type of police order. And this famous one, we have a Pipris, Temis, and Sabris. So Pipris speed is content more. You can check the woody part or the vegetation part, or even the sparkling part. So Hemis in the middle, Sabris more compacted. This continue this information. Now we come to next slide to move on to the peatland distribution in Indonesia. In total in the world, maybe around 400 million hectares of peatland, but in Indonesia, we have the largest tropical peatland in Southeast Asia. Slide. The largest tropical peatland in Southeast Asia is in Indonesia. We are lucky to have this publication. The mapping peatland at scale 1,000 by Anda et al. BBSDLP in West Java. So we have a total peatland about 13.4 million hectares. In the past, we have maybe claimed 16, some other outer may claim 27 million hectares. Now we just claim 13.4 million hectares. We have the largest part in Sumatra, almost 6 million hectares, and then Kalimantan about 4.5 million hectares, Papua 3 million hectares, and some little in Sulawesi. But about 70 or 80% of our peatland already drained of property. As I mentioned before, our peatland is a forest, so it's good to buy the past. The source. And then after timber logging, usually converted to other uses, in particular agriculture, maybe related to classification projects, or moving people from Java to Sumatra and Kalimantan in order, to increase food production. So maybe right now we just have undisturbed less than 5 million hectares all over Indonesia. In particular, in the protected area maybe. But now, we are aware that some protected area also have human disturbances. So let's see anthropogenic modified tropical peats. Pak Bandung already mentioned. So we have some oil palm, growing well in the peats, and we have also acacia Brassicarpa plantation on the tropical peatland, in particular in Sumatra, also some in West Kalimantan. So we have small scale agriculture using burning/bed agriculture. So we have some unmanaged tropical peat, which usually very susceptible to fires during the dry season, like this time of the year. So we still have some secondary tropical peatland after logging in some part of this region, or Kalimantan, also in Sumatra. Okay, this is the picture. Let's move on. This is our biogeochemical cycle of peatland, published by Page et al. Last year. So you can see in the left side is a pristine peat swamp forest. Of course, in this paper we have carbon input in the soil, maybe from plant litter, and carbon loss. Let's move to the next slide, please. Thanks. Carbon input to soil. Left side a pristine or near pristine peat swamp forest. Because at the time when we published this paper, we not so sure. We have pristine peat swamp forest, but we do have near maybe pristine peat swamp forest. So we have carbon input to the soil, and also carbon loss is natural respiration. And we do have slash and burn agriculture. So when slash burn agriculture occur, they emit a lot of black carbon, CO2, PM2.5, and other maybe harmful gases, other volatile compounds. So in Malaysia and Singapore, people will complain, transboundary haze from Indonesia. But here, we do not have so much data. The impact of this haze to our people health. Yeah? And also we have, during the fire, carbon outgas, or carbon emissions from a canal in form of CO2 and methane. We have a poster there discussing this issue. Yeah? And we have also a nitrogen emission and decomposition of methane through anaerobic heat. And also we have a carbon export through the water, use of organic carbon, yeah? Carbon losses to the ocean that might influence the health or the coastal ecosystem near the river or near the coastal area. Okay. Next slide, please. So this is the net ecosystem exchange in milligram or ton carbon per hectare per year. So we assume that undisturbed forests become a carbon sink, besides a minus in the left side, and disturbed peat may produce or emit some carbon, and degraded peat swamp forests emit more carbon, but young oil palm might emit more carbon. Yeah. Mature oil palm plantation reduce the emission number. So this is a good thing. If the oil palm is well managed, I believe that we still can control the carbon emission. Of course, we need more data on this. Okay, next slide, please. This is our recent India in West Kalimantan in Rasojaya, Bidang, close to the airport. Yeah. So this region, we have a good balance between kampus kecil and kampus besar rivers. Yeah. Okay. So it's about 50,000 hectares. It was opened in 1970s, yeah, for transmigration project. The pit there is very deep, right? But now it's become shallow, and we core the pit using the green dot and the chocolate dark dot there is our sampling sites, yeah, or sampling core. Yeah. We have 3 land uses: bush burn or unmanaged pit, secondary forest, oil palm, and there are so many canals. Because there are so many canals there, built by people, built by public work department for rice paddy production in the past. This is our data about pit property. Maybe it's not. Next slide, please. Yeah. Okay. The gray one, the core collected in 2012, and the dark one, the core collected in 2016. So we compare the data. You can see here, total organic carbon is different. Yeah. This is the y-axis is the depth until 200 centimeter. Yeah. You can see maybe the Baghdad city, for example, is a bit higher in the top. Yeah. So this is our data already published. Yeah. 2021 on Catena. Yeah. Now this I came up. Please next slide to the table. How much the pit loss or carbon loss between 2012 and 2016 for our data. Yeah. So you can see from the carbon, for example, Pak Banu already mentioned about subsidence rate. So between 2012 until and 2016, the rate of subsidence between 3 to 5 centimeter, yeah, per year. So it's our calculation, and then we come up the change of the carbon stock. So the carbon stock is change a lot. Yeah, in the top we lost maybe about 41 megagram carbon per hectare per year. In the top 50 to 100 centimeter. In the bottom 100 to 2 centimeter, we lost 47. Yeah. And then we lost also 300, 500, 300, 500 centimeter, still lost. So I mean the composition rate occur until the bottom of the pit in the very deep area. Yeah. Our governor mentioned, yeah, we have pit here until 20 meter. Maybe it's quite true, yeah, because I could call using manual auger until 16 meter. Yeah. We cannot reach until 20 meter. Human power is not enough to go this until 20 meter. It's so difficult because a lot of woody part. And but you must remember that when pit is wetland, it's always underwater. Maybe during the dry season, the water is below 200 centimeters. Yeah, still under there is a lot of water. Yeah, a lot of water. As long as we can control the water table high, maybe we could control fire. That's why if you just water bomb using a helicopter, yeah, maybe it's not so effective when the fire gets bigger. If the fire is small, it's okay. Yeah, using the bomb because we have water. Yeah, still some water there. Yeah, in the pitland. Okay, come back to this here. So we lost this carbon a lot. It's higher. In total, we lost about from bush burn, secondary forest, and oil palm. In total, about 31 carbon stock, carbon hectare per year. So if we convert to CO2 equivalent, about 100, 100 it's very high compared to the IPCC default value. Default value only 40, 40 CO2 equivalent per hectare per year. But luckily, from the oil palm, for example, it's a bit not so much. There's only 31 CO2 equivalent per hectare per year. Is quite similar to IPCC value in our calculation. Please, next slide, please. So this is from Johnny Sancho et al. Just published this year. Yeah, this global change biology we published together, and this annual looking at from emission from smallholder in Kalimantan, Central Kalimantan with Pak Adi Jaya is here, and also in Selangor in Malaysia. So you can see this impact methane product, methane emission from forest in Central Kalimantan and North Selangor is quite high, very high. So like this, I always okay. I will.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. This annual emission N2O, N2O also we have the data. I will wrap up. So this one more thing. So we believe that we know that there are a lot of emission from tropical peatland where if under the degradation. But so we look at now from the bacteria. So we collect this data, we send the sample to Singapore, so we can see a lot of in the bottom, a lot of organic compound degrader, the function of these bacteria. So really just consume the degraded peatland. That's why this become a lot of emission. We need more study on this subject, because there are so many bacteria in the peatland area. So of course there are some useful bacteria also. So this is the heat map. This is my last conclusion. Scientific evidences on carbon release from the tropical peatland are very robust now. It is urgent to control. Next slide, please. It is urgent to control this carbon emission through peatland conservation. Next slide. This is the bacteria that I mentioned. Next slide, please. Okay. Scientific evidence on carbon release from the tropical peatland are very robust now. It's urgent to control this carbon emission through peatland conservation and application. try to have a good and reproducible management practice. Next slide, please. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm sorry that maybe I consume a lot of time.
Thank you very much, and I apologize, Professor Christie, for making you a bit too harsh probably. We come to the next session, which is discussion or question and answer about all the topic, and we approximately have like 40 minutes to do that. So, Professor Hasdisa, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
And also, Dr. Law, are you still with us too?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Just get ready for question probably that will be asked for you. Okay, for the first sessions of discussions, I will open like 3 questioner and before you ask, can you just mention your name and the institution where you're from? Okay, we have like 1, 2, yes, 3. We already have 3 questioner. Please, for the first one.
Thank you. My name is Priyono Prawito from University of Bengkulu. I have a question for Prof. Gusti, but before that, I really appreciate and enjoy Dr. Bandung presentation. That's good. I love that. Untuk Pak Prof. Gusti, when you mentioned that there is a carbon loss or the depression of the subsidence of the peatland, how can you differentiate between, or you have any study that you can separate between the effect of the peat decomposition and peat subsidence? Can we separate that, these 2 effects? Thank you very much.
Okay, just to make it a bit clearer, probably I will give the opportunity for the this speaker to just to respond each of the questions, so he will probably not confused with what he asked. Professor Gusti, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Pak Priyono, for your very good question. Yeah, very critical, I think. Very important question that, to be honest, is very difficult. Yeah, right now we don't have study yet because some people said subsidence is part of decomposition, but subsidence consisting of the physical, chemical, and biological reaction or root, right? That's why we need to study the agents of the decomposition, maybe archaea or bacteria. So there's not much study on this subject. Right now we just very little knowledge. We try to know what type of bacteria and archaea in the peatland area, because this very expensive exercise too. And very difficult also to understand the role of this microorganism, except we could culture them, right? So most of them cannot be cultured, or we don't know yet. This is open opportunity for scientific journey on this subject, I think. Thank you very much.
Mr. Piono, thank you. The next questions, please.
Okay,
just mention your name, please.
Thank you, Mr. for the time. Thank you for the presentation.
Your name, please, sir?
Oh, my name is Asad Ali from State Islamic University of the Province. For Prof. Haliza.
Okay. Prof. Haliza, get ready for these questions, please.
Okay, it's just that maybe you can ask the question louder because it's very difficult for me to hear your voice.
That's a bit louder, please, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. I know in Malaysia, the cattle is also integrated with oil palm plantation as well as in Indonesia, especially in Kalimantan province. So I want to know little bit about the cattle that are integrated with oil palm plantation in Malaysia. The second question for Prof. Gusti, my field is animal nutrition. So sometimes I cultivate the grass in peatland. So I still confused about the definition degraded peatland. Please explanation for me degraded peatland. Thank you.
Sorry, Bapa. Second question, confused about what? Because I cannot hear it clearly.
Prof. Haliza, the second question is directed to Professor Zakaria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you just need to respond his first question, which is, if I'm not mistaken, how the practice of cattle in the plantation, especially in East Kalimantan. Oh, sorry, East Malaysia, probably.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for the question. Yeah, I think you want to know about the cattle integration practice in Malaysia, because like I mentioned just now in my talk as well, that is also part of the strategies that we are currently doing to fully utilize our local resources, which in this cattle integration aspect, we can see that we can fully utilize the land, because I think we are the same, Malaysia and Indonesia, we have a lot of oil palm plantation. So in order to utilize the land and the oil palm plantation, we have to also put our animals under oil palm plantation, so that we call it as cattle livestock integration, so that we can fully minimize the land for the livestock. And yeah, in Malaysia, since we have we put the animals in the oil palm integration, of course we have to adjust the management accordingly, because we have the we know that the cattle, in terms of their feeding management, is not similar like the cattle that we put in the farms. So it depends on the agencies or on the farmers when they want to do this cattle integration. Either they can accommodate the animals still in the pens, which they need to build the pens in the oil palm plantation, so that we can manage the animals just to let them freely graze and whatever weeds or grass available under oil palm plantation, and at certain time they can put the animals in the pens. So it depends on either it's like fully fully extensive or semi-intensive system. So it's just that under oil palm integration, we still have to consider the performance of the animals, because normally we use this animal cattle for the beef cattle, so they can have the grazing system, rotational grazing system. So rotational grazing system means that they can rotate the area for the oil palm plantation where they have the grass still available, so they let a herd to go and graze in that area, and then at certain period after around certain days they will rotate the animals to other area for grazing. So these are more on the management of the cattle under oil palm integration. And also we have to look at the condition of the animal, especially on the health status, because sometimes on the health status, we have to consider the animals not easily get any parasite infestation because they are freely moved in the oil palm plantation. And of course, because we don't want to also, under integration, we want to keep the oil palm tree as well. So we have to ensure that when we put the animals under oil palm integration, it should not be at the early year of the oil palm tree, because we don't want them to eat all this oil palm that is still growing. So we want to keep both the oil palm yield as well as the performance or the livestock productivity. I hope I answer, because there's still a long answer, but that is something that I can summarize for the cattle integration in Malaysia.
Thank you. I think is that the answer?
Okay, clearly.
Okay. Next, Prof. Zakaria, please.
Thank you, Ashadi. Very difficult question also to answer. It's not simple to define degraded peatland or degraded land. Maybe I could answer only temporary definitions, because definition would be changing in times following how human values the land. Okay, first, right now, what we believe that this peatland is degraded because they emit a lot of carbon. So from the function of the peatland, we have a carbon loss that might disbenefit humans globally. In this case, globally. So connect to ecosystem function in this case, for example. So maybe important, we just not look at indicator of peatland degradation. Of course, we need to look at how human values the land. If like oil palm plantation have a good practices, for example, good management system, maybe it's very hard to say this is a degraded land use system, right? Because they produce production, right? In this case, oil palm, for example. If unmanaged and we let the land just not function well, maybe we could consider is some degradation that must be cured. It's, because degradation means, attached to our value, I think. Because, for example, slash burn agriculture in Borneo, by native people, so they use the slash burn agriculture, and then they could produce a lot of rice paddy, and they can system themselves. We cannot say it's a degradation, because this is the system, the technology that can manage by them. So this is a very long answer, I think. Lot of dimension, and we need to discuss in detail. How to see this, carefully, and to define it. Maybe is good definition. So as long as we can have a good safeguard of this ecosystem, maybe we cannot say it's as a degradation. If we do not manage them carefully, maybe it become a degradation land or unwanted land. Thank you very much, Pak Azam.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
Thank you for the second question. Next, the third one. Pak Rahmat, you first. We still have plenty of time, so I will open next session later. Yes, please just mention your name.
Thank you very much. My name is Zulkarnain from the University of Jambi. What a wonderful talk from the four presenters today. we really enjoyed the presentation from all the presenters. But in this case, I would like to deliver one question, maybe two or one question to Pak Bandung ya, Pak Bandung Sehari, Bandung Sehari Pak. Baik, from your presentation, from your talk, we can see that the oil palm, how oil palm give benefit to farmers, society, also government, also environmental issues. There's no such very critical environmental issues from the oil palm plantations. That's from your talk. And also in my in our province, there are lots of plantation of oil palm plantations, and I see how farmers can send their children to schools and even to university, and even government can build roads and everything. So I think oil palm is good for agriculture, for our agriculture in the future. But the problem is why oil palm is banned in the overseas, especially in Europe. Even we have also tried to counter the issue in my university. We ever invited some ambassadors from Europe, and then present to them that this is how the oil palm is treated. So the issue is not right actually. The issue that oil palm not good for the environment, and then the use of child labor. It's not correct. But still black campaigns continue until now. Maybe you have idea or information why this happened after this day, even actually oil palm give more benefit to our society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Bandung. I think the question is quite clear for you, right? Please give your response.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Zulkarnain. So there are many reasons why palm oil is having a lot of results, especially from Europe. And if we are aware, there is a new regulations from European Union. We call it UDR. UDR is a European Union deforestation-free regulation. So this is the new one that we are facing, and become a very viral topic in many discussions in Indonesia. So there is an evolution of the issue negative campaign especially from Europe, from I think to 1980s something, 1990s and 2000s, from 2000s and 2010 and etc. etc. So there is an evolution. One is that palm oil is not good for your health. Second one is palm oil is harming the orangutan. Palm oil is closely related to the deforestation, and then there is an issue like indirect land use change. So then actually there are many topics, and also we need to consider about the 3MCP. So there are many topics, negative campaigns issued by especially from Europe, that palm oil is not a good vegetable oils that can be consumed for anybody. But I can say that there is not much if we aware of the from year to year the import of palm oil to Europe, actually there is not much significant difference between year to year. It is always like 7 to 8 million ton per year. So but the negative issue is keeps going. This because of being number one is not easy. If oil palm can be planted in Europe, there's maybe no issue related to palm oil, right? This because of the palm oil can be well planted in Indonesia, especially, and also Malaysia. And palm oil and oil palm can be planted in Europe or in the United States, so the story will be different. And then Indonesia got a lot of benefit, especially from the levy of the export of palm oil. But like in Europe, especially in France, they have to provide subsidi for the farmer itself. So even though that the size of the sunflower plantations are much bigger compared to the palm oil, but actually the result, the production, the yield of the oil is much lower compared to palm oil. So that's really a disaster for the farmers in Europe, because of they are less competitive compared to the palm oil. So I think that's the main reasons why palm oil becomes a nightmare for planters in Europe, and then European just want to protect their farmers and their community, but they still need the palm oil because the soya and also the sunflower and rapeseed, the price is quite expensive, and they cannot continuously produce the product. But the palm oil, by planting in one time, so then you can actually harvest annually with the vegetable oil itself is very abundant. So then it is not difficult to get the oil, and if you are aware that many ingredients, there is always palm oil. Even though that in Europe there is a campaign of free palm oil, but actually they need that. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. I think the key word is being number one is not easy. That's the key word. Thank you very much.
Thank you for Pak Bandung for your response and for 3 of the questions. We still have 10 minutes left, so probably I will give one by one questions. If the question and answer can be done quickly, then maybe I will open another questioner. So next questioner, I will. Yes, sir, please. And behind.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
You all. My question directed to distinguished speakers, Dr. Bandung. Yes. So what I want to tell you,
Please name.
Sorry.
Yes.
My name
sorry.
is M.A. Shamsul Arif from Soil Science Department, University of Lampung. My question directed to Dr. Bandung. I noted here several negative impact or negative issues concerning conversion from anthropogenically tropical peatland into oil palm plantation, especially in Borneo. This is not negative campaign. We know that I noted here several negative effect or impact, negative impact. For example, maybe you can challenge this. My question. First, during the conversion tropical peatland into oil palm plantation, this is bring about the peatland degradation. We know that conversion of peatland for soil palm plantation, this often involve draining the peat, which causes the peat to degrade and release stored carbon dioxide into atmosphere. These contribute to greenhouse effect. Secondly, loss of biodiversity. Peatland in Borneo is typically very rich and rich in biodiversity. Clearing this land for monoculture oil palm leads to the loss of habitat for many species. Also, rich in water pollution, fire risk, land subsidence, and community displacement. I don't know whether this negative impact, this is negative campaign, or this is the fact. So please answer my question. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak, for your questions. Um, so, if I'm not mistaken, that you're saying about my opinion related to the conversions of the tropical wetlands and or also land to the oil palm plantations. I don't say that the conversions of any agricultural type doesn't have an effect on the environment. Yes, it has. So I think the conversions of any natural ecosystem to any different kind of land use has an effect for the ecosystem itself. Not only the palm oil, not only from the palm oil, but also paddy plantations and other cacao or coffee and any other things. And yes, you are correct that when you use the wetlands for the palm oil, so then you need to lowering the groundwater because of the oil palm itself needs to grow with land less water until like 60 centimeter below the surface. And there is also effects on the biodiversity. But so what we call that promoting the sustainable agriculture itself, meaning that how this plantation can be better managed to conserve the remaining biodiversity. So in all palm plantations, as you can see in the new ISPO, there is the supply chain, there is the traceability, and also there are several regulations regulating about the new planting, and as you may be aware that in many plantations in Indonesia, they have what we call no deforestation commitment. So meaning there in Indonesia itself that there is a policy for moratoriums of new planting. So this is the effort of how we minimize the expansions of oil palm plantations from the perspective of companies, and how we can utilize the existing plantation to improve the productivity. So if you also aware that there is a very strong regulations on the peatland, as we PP 71 ya, PP 71 ya, gambut PP 71 2015, and then Joe to PP 57 tahun 2016. So it is very strong regulations on the peatland. So the Ministry of Environment itself monitoring very details in how we manage the water level in our palm plantations. This is how not only the plantation, the companies, but also we are working together with the government, and the government provide with the technical trainings for us in managing the oil palm plantation, and to ensure that there is no more damage resulted from the peatland and also for the biodiversity. And as you can see from my presentations that there are still biodiversity inside in plantations, both in the oil palm plantation itself and also in the patches of natural ecosystem remaining in the plantations. As I already mentioned about the effort in restoring the riparian ecosystems and also in the peatland management. Because of the, if we by maintaining the water levels, so then we are also trying to maintain the emissions at the certain levels, not increasing, but the water if the water level become very lower, then the emissions will increase. But this is related also to the climate. As you are aware here that there is El Nino starting, and then the scarcity of precipitations, and this will also affect the water level in our palm plantations. We need to maintain the water level in our palm plantation at a certain level, because of if we lost the water, so then the palm oil trees itself will suffer. So actually, this is not only the concern of everybody, but this is also our concern. And as you can see that in the palm oil business, so then our commitment in maintaining the remaining forest is very, very important. Because if you are losing the remaining forest, then you cannot sell your product to any buyers. So I think the awareness of palm oil industry about the importance of biodiversity, the importance of maintaining the emissions under the lower level, and also the maintaining the fire prevention is very, very important, and now becomes very increased in many companies. So that's all that I can tell to you. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. Thank you very much. Apparently, that is the last questions and response from the keynote speaker, because according to the schedule that I got, this is the time for another session. So, just before I close the sessions, there are several points that probably can be shared with you again. The first one is that the utilizations of the new technology is indeed can be maximized to increase agriculture productivity and also efficiency through precision agriculture. This is including in the field of animal husbandry or veterinary. Second one is that human activities indeed impact negatively to the environments that need to be prevented by applying a sustainable agriculture approaches. The third one, the utilizations of pit soil for palm oil plantations or palm oil industry, despite some negative impacts and critics, for us it's still one of the available resources that can be used wisely to increase Indonesian people welfare by, of course, applying sustainable practice with a new approach and technology. That this one is also will be improved time by time. Fourth one, as the demand of food and agricultural products increase, pit soil inevitably will be one option for us as agriculture plant productions resources, and its utilizations, however, need to be controlled wisely, especially to prevent a massive carbon emissions. The last one is that palm oil plantations is indeed one of the great, has a great potential to increase farmers and then productivity by applying cattle industry there. So that's probably the points that I can catch. I apologize if I just missed some of it. As the last part of this sessions, I would like to thanks to all the keynote speaker, Professor Hasliza, Dr. Loh, Dr. Bandung, and Professor Gusti. Thank you very much for your contributions to our first IAM meeting. And of course, thank you very much for all the audience, for your participations in this meeting too. Last but not least, to all the committee who make these meetings happen and successful. Hopefully, we will gain some things till the end of this meeting. Again, thank you very much. And to end up this meeting, please give applause to all the keynote speakers. Professor Hasliza and Dr. Loh, thank you for your participations, and maybe we will meet both of you next times in the near future. Thank you very much.
Inshallah. Thank you very much, everyone. Hope I can visit Universitas Tanjungpura in future.
Amin. Thank you.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. With the close of Alhamdulillah, thanks to Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful, I close this discussion sessions now. Thank you very much.
Terima kasih dan berikan tepuk tangan yang meriah kepada Bapak Kuku dan seluruh pembicara yang sangat luar biasa.
Thank you so much, and please give big applause to Mr. Kuku and all the keynote speakers today. Pemberian cenderamata.
Presentations of memento. Kepada Profesor Gusti, Dr. Bandung, dan Bapak Kuku PhD, kami mohon untuk tetap berada di atas panggung dan menempati tempat di tengah. Dan kami akan undang pula Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Tanjungpura, Profesor Denah, untuk naik ke atas panggung dan memberikan cenderamata.
Kita lanjutkan ke sesi pemberian cenderamata kedua.
We continue to presentations of mementos. Kami undang ke atas panggung Sekjen FKP TPI, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Syah Kuala, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Sumatera Utara, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Andalas, kemudian Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Jambi. Saya ulangi sekali lagi, kami panggil naik ke atas panggung. Yang pertama adalah Sekjen FKP TPI, kemudian Dekan Pertanian Universitas Syah Kuala, kemudian Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Sumatera Utara. Setelah itu, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Andalas, kemudian Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Jambi, kemudian Dekan Fakultas Peternakan Universitas Jambi. Kemudian kami panggil pula Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Riau, setelah itu kami undang Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Sriwijaya. Kemudian Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Lampung, dan Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Bengkulu.
Baik, yang selanjutnya kami persilakan untuk menempati posisi yang di bawah. Yang pertama, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian, Perikanan, dan Biologi Universitas Bangka Belitung. Selanjutnya, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Sultan Ageng Tirtayasa. Selanjutnya, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Maliku Saleh. Selanjutnya, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian dan Peternakan UIN Suska Riau. Selanjutnya, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Institut Pertanian Bogor. Selanjutnya, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Samudra. Selanjutnya, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Tengku Umar. Selanjutnya, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Siliwangi. Selanjutnya, Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Palangkaraya. Selanjutnya, Dekan Fakultas Sains dan Teknologi Universitas Islam Negeri Syarif Hidayatullah. Kami persilahkan kepada Ibu. Baik, kami ulangi. Yang pertama, Dekan Fakultas Universitas Bangka Belitung. Yang kedua, Universitas Sultan Ageng Tirtayasa. Yang ketiga, Universitas Maliku Saleh. Yang keempat, UIN Suska Riau. Yang kelima, Institut Pertanian Bogor. Yang keenam, Universitas Samudra. Yang ketujuh, Universitas Tengku Umar. Yang kedelapan, Universitas Siliwangi. Yang kesembilan, Universitas Palangkaraya. Yang kesepuluh, Universitas Islam Negeri Syarif Hidayatullah. Baik, kami persilakan Ibu Dekan Fakultas Pertanian Universitas Tanjungpura didampingi dengan Dewan Penasehat FKPTPI untuk memberikan cindramata kepada seluruh dekan yang sudah ada di panggung.
Kepada Bapak dan Ibu Dekan, dipersilakan untuk mengambil foto bersama. Kepada tim fotografer, waktu dan tempat dipersilakan. Oh, kepada Bapak dan Ibu, boleh kita ambil satu video bersama. Kameranya akan yang di tengah bersama abang yang memakai kemeja berwarna biru.
Siap? Jawabannya udah siap juga? Jaya, Jaya, Jaya. Untan, yes. Ya. BKSPTN Wilayah Barat Bidang Pertanian. Jaya, Jaya, Jaya. Untan, yes. Yang jawabnya loyo sekali ini, tidak ada semangat. Yang semangat ya. Yang semangat, yang semangat. Ini kayaknya perlu. Ayo ya. Oh, depan. Oh, gitu. Oh, yang semangat semuanya. Oke. BKSPTN Wilayah Barat Bidang Pertanian. Jaya, 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 Untan, yes. Tangan. Oh, merdeka. Udah biasa di Aceh. Oh, ya.
Pada Bapak dan Ibu dipersilakan untuk kembali ke tempat duduknya masing-masing. Hadirin sekalian, telah sampailah kita pada akhir rangkaian acara dari sesi hari ini, yaitu pembukaan International Meeting dari Agriculture. Kami ucapkan terima kasih banyak terhadap seluruh pembicara serta tamu undangan atas perhatiannya. Saya Yunita Erniajan dan rekan saya
Sekarya sendiri
memohon maaf sebesar-besarnya atas kekurangan dan kesalahan yang disengaja maupun tidak disengaja. Dan sampai jumpa.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally at the end of our session today. Thank you so much to all of the speakers and audience for your attention. We would sincerely like to apologize for an initially mistake and see you next time.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Shalom, Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan.
Sedikit informasi kepada seluruh hadirin, setelah ini kita akan melaksanakan sisi isoma atau istirahat, sholat dan makan. Untuk sholat ataupun beribadah dapat dilakukan di musola lantai 1 dan bapak-bapak dan ibu-ibu dapat keluar dari pintu utama yang berada di tengah dan akan didampingi oleh mahasiswa pendamping. Kemudian akan ada sesi makan siang di ruang lantai 2 yaitu pada ruang makan, dan setelah itu kami mohon kepada bapak-bapak maupun ibu-ibu untuk dapat kembali ke ruangan yang telah disediakan dikarenakan kita akan melaksanakan sesi paper presentations dan juga sesi rapat dekan. Terima kasih.
Kami informasikan untuk ruang makan ada di lantai 2, yaitu di ruangan e-learning 5. Nanti Bapak Ibu akan diarahkan oleh teman-teman mahasiswa lewat pintu keluar yang ada di atas. Terima kasih.
Sekali lagi dengan rasa hormat Bapak dan Ibu, untuk kesempatan kali ini, untuk pintu untuk masuk tempat makan bersama itu berada di lantai atas. Jadi silakan ya, untuk Bapak dan Ibu bisa melewati atas, langsung bisa bergerak ke sebelah kiri. Atau juga ingin berfoto terlebih dahulu di panggung, kami persilahkan juga, masing-masing fakultas juga semua itu masih kita beri kesempatan. Bengkulu ingin foto bersama, silakan pasukan dari Bengkulu.